on the way, and he's moved to fullback this season. He was a winger last year, so surely fullback must be his preferred position. So we just wait for Valkcom to get in position, and we're ready to kick off the second game of the NMI Toyota Noord Suid Tournament. A bit of a mix-up at the back there from Valkcom. Has allowed SACS to come pouring through, but Farmer gets the ball out, and they'll just need to reset early here, Valkcom. Very messy start from them. Farmer with a very loose pass, but it's actually opened up a bit of a gap for Valkcom to attack into. Ruin Theron over on the far side. He's hassled into touch, and SACS will be very pleased with that start.
Not the cleanest of start there by Valkcom. The jumper there just lost his footing. You talked about Kewan Lakay. I watched him in the Cape Schools games the other day. This man can run and step, Andy. He can run and step. You'd better watch him.
Yeah, SACS coming off a loss to Boys High, Pile Boys High, in the Western Province Rugby Day. 15-0 there they lost. Funny games, aren't they? The shortened version of the game, but like we said, we saw Parel Fallet earlier. They beat them 14-12 early in the season in a bit of a scrappy one. So an indifferent start to the season for SACS, and they'll be looking to right a few wrongs this season. I think struggled at times last year, as did a lot of the teams in Cape Town. But off they go. Now trundling their way up. Tandu Sitoli is wearing the number 8 shirt. Daniel Grant is wearing the 7, which was a late change of position. And Sitoli with a big carry first off, but not low enough in the tackle. And now they've conceded a scrum to Valkcom, and our first scrum of the day.
Grant just he's playing with some stitches in his eyes. I spoke to his dad earlier, and he says, I've had about 7 times more stitches than this kid, so he's got to catch up. Strap and play. You can see him at the back there with a lime green scrum cap.
Yeah, packing down at 8. Defence is Daniel Grant. Valdo Farmer with a very loose first pass of the day earlier. We want to make sure that that doesn't happen again, especially on his own line. And a Bochichle Cello wearing number 6 for Valkcom. Just had a little walk away and came back.
Good setup there, nice and low.
Valkcom win the first penalty of the day, and they will be relieved for that. They've had a very, very turbulent first 3 minutes. Very, very scratchy. Some poor passing, but they've got away with it now, and they will clear out of their 22. Liano Williams with a decent return up onto the 10-metre line, their own 10-metre line. But their first chance to throw into a line out. I'm sure they'll be hoping to get moving.
Now they got 2 tall locks there, Beekers and Barnes. You can see them walking in there.
That's a good line out. It's Eugen Krieger. Bouncing around in the backfield. This game hasn't settled down yet. Anyway, Farmer bringing his forwards onto the ball. It's a big hit. And a penalty. Great work from SACS, and we see the punch in the air of Tandu Sitoli. Sipe Bungendlu also in there. Over that ball. They want this bad. Nathan Potgieter into the 22 now. SACS' first real attempt now to have a go here.
previous maul was quite a good setup, so I think they might just go back to that one, have another go and see what the Gimnasium Welkom team has got for them. They got the number 8 there as the ripper.
SACS, nice clean line out ball. To just nudge this forward. 5 or 6 metres out now. They might want to use this ball very quickly as Valkcom make a nuisance of themselves. Through the middle they go. Deirdre Rian Buchan making a nuisance of himself in the middle of that maul and turning it over. Another chance goes begging for SACS. Welkom Gimnasium hanging on at the moment, but also not really being put under a massive amount of threat from SACS, despite the territory that they've enjoyed.
Yeah, previous one they got a scrum penalty. Let's see what happens here. The SACS loose head. Looks like he's scrumming in again. Better scrum both sides. Ref says let's reset, boys, let's go again.
Yeah, referee want to get a hold of this early now and make sure that read the boys the right, act in the front row. The front row's Eval Boyens, you see there, number 1 for Valkcom on the loose head, Julius Makanda on the far side, the tight head, Kananelo Tutubala making up their front row. Kave Savuka, who's moved into loose head, he was a flanker last season, so he's obviously put on a few pounds in a good way. Sango Sankwa is the captain, and Kieran Hermans make up that SACS front row, and I think that's going to be a battle for us to continue to watch. As Ruan Theron doesn't clear his lines and gives SACS another free opportunity down in this 22. Scrappy start so far, Wayne.
Yeah, strange exit there. Just play the 9, plays the winger, who takes a kick. Oh, it comes off, it looks great, but probably a better way. There's a good throw. As I say, it overthrows it. Yeah, goes the big lock forward there.
Yeah, that's Stefan Kruger. Scrappy, he picks up the pieces, and now a penalty is coming the way of SACS, but they've got men over on the left if they decide to use it. They do use it, and it's Daniel Grant, the vice captain, stitches and all, goes over for the first try of the game. It wasn't pretty, but 5 is 5 with the kick to come. And SACS finally get the reward for their territory.
Yeah, you'll see it here. Nice little, yeah, just straight through the middle. Not the greatest of defense there. There are 3 guys, they all looked at each other. Your man, my man, oops, try.
Mikey Skeels, the inside centre, is the man who will take the kicking tee from the off. These things seem to get higher and higher. Skeels knows how to use it. And that is an early 7-0 lead for SACS.
Here we go. Again, yeah, the tackle not the greatest. Good work there by Grant. The boys from Welkom, called them Welkom Gimnasium. Welkom Gimnasium. There's a couple of gyms around here. They got to get their hands on the ball. They haven't seen the ball at all. So let's see what they can do here.
Jadwin Solomons getting us back underway. And there's the try scorer, Grant, bustling his way forward. Goosey steps, just keeping the defence honest. Pocketa then decides to keep this ball in field. Now Liano Williams, not really seen him yet with ball in hand, but he fancies a little run, and that's a lovely line. Was run by Jadwin Solomons, and he would have been through that gap. You could see it evolving, you could see it, that gap opening. Solomons was through it. The pass just doesn't quite go to hand. Not that it upsets Tandu Satole. Oh, that's great work from Grant. Little one-handed catch. Got to be careful now not to get isolated as Imtiaz Abrahams. Abrams comes infield for Matt Forbes. Sanka, the captain. Kruger with a little bit of a sidestep himself. They come back, Potgieter feeds out. They've got men on the far side there, SACS. A high tackle is called. They are going to get a penalty here. They're going to tap and go, and they're going to tap and go quickly. And there's the man you were talking about earlier, Quinn Lake. He's moved from the wing, he's gone to fullback. You said he was a sidestepper, Wayne. And there we go, there's the perfect demonstration of what he can do.
Yeah, you gotta watch this guy. It's you gotta make sure that you're on him, and even if you are on him, he might still even step you. So just very tricky customer. SACS have this habit of getting number 15s that are very good. Last year they also had one. Skills. Yep, he's got another one.
Skills from Skills, 14-0 to SACS. And here's that try again.
Now watch him here. He just steps and goes. 1, 2, 3. Right time.
Well, he fought for that ball, eh? He wanted that ball badly. He didn't care who was in his way. He was going to get it. Jadwin Solomon's ball in hand now. Saw he almost made a clean break. Is the kick going to go 10? Oh, it's right on the money.
That's good. The referee says no. The referee is as tall as the man on the field.
The referee says no, so we will come back for a scrum on the halfway line to SACS, and yeah, Jadwin Solomons will be unhappy with himself there. He was very close to the 10-metre line, but Valkcom, their forwards are jumping inside that 10-metre line towards the halfway line, which means they were playing the ball inside that zone. They've given the ball over to SACS. Forbes puts in, and SACS again seem to have a bit of ascendancy there. Grant, the vice captain, first try scorer, carries. Doesn't really make much ground, but hands in the ruck is the call. And Potgieter will have a chance to smash this ball back down into the territory that Valkcom have spent far too much time in. Their own 22 in the first 13 minutes.
Yeah, they have not seen the ball at all. That's a good kick. Potgieter.
It's a great kick from Potgieter. He's put his forwards on the front foot. They'll be thanking him for that one. Now look to maybe just open up this back line. Matthew Carrick, number 13, hasn't really seen the ball yet. See Bungendlu make his way towards this line out. Not straight is the call from the referee. And the opportunity goes begging. There's Carrick at the bottom of your screen, screaming for the ball out here. He's not going to get it with a throw in like that. And that kick from Potgieter's kind of been ruined and wasted. Sangwa, the skipper.
Yeah, it's one of those funny things where the back ball you got to throw, and the jumpers go up. Jumpers went up this time before the throw even got there, so tricky one for him to get right. Welkom Gimnasium, they would really want to just exit properly, just get a bit of confidence going here. At the moment they're under the pump. That's better scrum. There's a better scrum, Andy. And as I say, that's
the second Farmer pass that's gone right. Now he looks to go himself. Take the pass out of the equation. SACS trying to rip that ball out. But now goes back to the fullback, Solomons. He smashes downfield to a very dangerous Lacko. Though he chucks it inside to Abrams. He's chopped to the deck by Krieger. Bar and Buchan, second rows from Valkcom. They'll be looking to try and maybe just put their
forward pass there.
Put their brute force about at that ruck time, because SACS having it all their way. That is that is Harrison Bell who just went through that gap, and the pass didn't need to be forward either. He hadn't overrun it. It was close, but again there's another gap in that defence. Harrison Bell wandered through it.
Yeah, he's a tall lad. Right, what can Gymnasium do here? Welkom Gimnasium. They put everybody out on the far side there. The whole back line. Nobody on the blind side. They've got to get the scrum sorted out first. The SACS, the loose head here. So hook up. Just not going in straight here at the moment. The referee having a chat to both of them. Get closer, guys. Let's sort this out. You said it earlier. Do they ever listen, these guys, the front rowers?
Well, who do you blame, the ref or the front row? Depends how you grew up, I suppose.
Yeah.
I never went near the front row. I don't want to know what goes on in there.
I love it. There's a better scrum, much better scrum.
And a better pass as well, as there's an overload on the far side. And now a chance for Valkcom to finally get their gears moving up from first into second. They almost hit third, but they're dragged into touch over on the far side. But the first opportunity and the first signs that Welkom Gimnasium can throw this ball around a little bit. SACS defended it well, and now it's them that have the throw in it. Their line-out hasn't functioned too well so far.
There's another one.
It's not going well for Zanka. His throwing is, it's not even just slightly off, it's off by quite a way. And they're going to have to sort that out. That is the skipper, so they're going to want to leave him on. It's not a case of a quick fix. But Zanka and his throwing has not quite been on point so far.
Yeah, he's got to get the ball down the middle of the line out. He's throwing it at the jump at the moment. He's got to just adjust the throw. The throw's not, it hasn't got enough, it's got enough power, it's just not straight.
Valkcom with a put-in. Farmer with the put-in. Again, it spins round. Got a grip yet on this scrum, either team. It's kind of stopping the game, get any rhythm. I think the referee's going to lose patience fairly soon, and I think we might see the first of a couple short arm penalties. A free kick. Because at the end of the day, we're here to watch rugby. Not hear a whistle every 2 seconds, and that's a good scrum from Valkcom.
Turnover ball.
Lebe is guilty of getting turned over, and SACS now just trying to hold him off, and the maul has been called by the referee. Despite that, moving forward at a serious liquor pace. SACS do need to try and get that ball out of there, because it will go down as a scrum to Valkcom. There's the first warning to use it, and if it did come out, they would have been in business, because nearly every Valkcom player was in there trying to stop that coming out. But as it is, their job was done, and they've turned the ball over. Middle of the park, just inside their own 10-metre line. That man on screen got to sort his throwing out at the moment. As Sanka not been hitting his man. He knows that, we don't need to tell him it. But he does need to sort it out, because it's ruining a lot of good attacking opportunities that are coming SACS's way.
Yeah, he's just got to make an adjustment. He'll know. He'll coach they'll let him know. Just fix it at half time and I will chat. Scrums have been better. Gimnasium, Welkom, little dummy. Oh, lovely line there, Andy.
There is that line we were talking about that almost worked for them earlier. Oh, surely a forward pass back to Farmer. No, says the referee, and try time for Valkcom. We saw the opening chances of this happening off the last scrum, or 2 scrums ago, and now it has come to fruition. Great work from Valkcom. They've had no ball, they've had no territory. They've been hanging on in there for dear life, and now it comes back to them.
There we go. Yeah, you can see this is the end of it. Some space, some speed out there.
Yeah, Rivaldo Farmer is the try scorer. Again, he's another one, had a sketchy start, couple of bad passes. But when they got Ruan Theron on the ball, everything started looking dangerous. Jadwin Solomon's coming into the line. Haven't seen Vusian Day yet on this right wing. But again, they just overloaded that far side. They found the gap. The last pass was questionable, but the referee's given it. That's just slid to the right. Be interesting to see that last pass again. Makes no difference now, there's 5 points on the board. We see the break, Nathan Muller it was. Oof. Ruan Theron throws it back inside. Rivaldo Farmer, Craven Week 2024. He is over. So, 14-5 after 22 minutes. It's been scrappy, it's been turgid at times this game, but you feel like it might just be starting to warm up a little bit.
It's gone over again.
It's worth mentioning that, looking down from the gantry here, all of the SACS substitutes stripped off, ready to go. Rolling subs at this tournament. Allowed a certain amount, but SACS looked like they were about to make a raft of changes. I can see Romy Langamoyo, Max Bester, RJ Cunningham, Cameron Hurst doing some push-ups, getting ready. There is Matthew Carrick plucking the ball out of the air for an intercept. And now SACS been pretty accurate once they've got in the 22 with ball in hand. In this situation, the set piece hasn't gone so well, but with ball in hand they've looked dangerous. And Stephen Kruger, Forbes to Pochita, Grant getting involved. There's Lake. He manages to stay alive and offload. Good work from the little diminutive fullback. Forbes doesn't want the ball yet. Grant says, I'll have it, thank you. Forbes digging it out, you can see that. It's been held up. Zanka, penalty advantage now for SACS. For not rolling away. SACS do look dangerous when they actually get the ball in hand and go through the phases. It's just that set piece that isn't really working for them.
Are they going to have another chance here? Let's see if he adjusts.
Yeah, the SACS bomb squad is about to come on. Adam Franklin.
They're going to have a tap and go, Andy.
RJ Cunningham. Cameron Hurst, Dianti. Max Bester. All going to make an appearance very soon. But on the field, SACS are trundling their way up towards the try line, and they get their third of the day. It's a good power, that front row. As we said, with ball in hand, looking dangerous. They're looking powerful. They're looking like they could score at any moment. And I think that'll be the final act of this first half for that man. Right there.
He did a little Gregan there, but the road was closed. Pick and go. Should have stopped him there. 3 guys on him. Good power, good leg drive. Try.
Yeah, Lacke was in there again, the fullback.
Yes.
Causing all sorts of problems. I think it was Kave Safuka who was the man who managed to just get over the line. And his reward is to come and sit down and have a little bit of a break. Langa Moyo now coming onto the field for SACS. Dayan Conrad was trying to get himself on the field, but the coach has just pulled him back. So, Scrummy. And Valkcom then in a bit of a hole here, 19 points to 5 down. Running treatment as well for Kewin Lacke. Down below us, I'm sure he will make another appearance somewhere in this game, but Valkcom need to try and drag themselves back into this. The problem is they can't get hold of the ball. Potgieter now pumps down to the 22. Infield it goes. Liano Williams kicks straight down the throat of Moyo. Carrick with the carry in the middle. Max Bester has come on at scrum half, number 21, with that blonde hair of his.
Oh, no, eh?
It's just the sun.
Oh, is it the sun?
Shoaib Dove, Potgieter out the back. Not a good pass, though. Abrams mops it up, but the offload is not sympathetic enough for Moyo. Game idling away at the moment, 27 minutes in, not really too much running rugby to be seen. But this is where Valkcom have looked dangerous. This is where they've had the chance. Nathan Muller, certainly at 13, coming into the line, along with Ruan Theron, the left winger. And then, of course, Jadwin Solomons, who picked a lovely line earlier, but just couldn't hold on to the ball. Dylan Titus has come in. First receiver, it's actually Ruan Theron. A little knock on there. They're going to come back for the penalty though.
Now, as the game goes on, Welkom Gimnasium and the scrums, they're starting to get into the game here. The first 2, they weren't great, but now definitely they're getting the ascendancy here.
Solomon's in a very tight angle. Obviously the SACS boys telling the linesman exactly where that went out. Tutubala, Cananello Tutubala is the hooker. Throw into this. Makanda wearing that number 3 shirt with his back to us. And it's lost again. RJ Cunningham says thank you very much. I'll take that for my team. Bester fires it out. Zanka. Yeah, just struggling to go through the phases, Wayne.
It's almost like, I don't know if they're anxious or they're just too eager to just set it up. Just a little bit more patience. Just let the game come. It'll come. You don't have to rush it. because you can see the structure is there. They're in the right place. It's rushed at the moment. But then again, they've been waiting for this for some time, so they want to make sure that they do everything at 100%.
Best of putting Daniel Grant, as we mentioned earlier, he's packing down at 8 despite the 7 on the back of his shirt. So he might be looking for a little pick and go. Cunningham has added some height into that second. In fact, in the front row, Cunningham is a tall prop. SACS then, 21-5 up, scrummage. As we said, Grant was going to pick and go. He picks and goes straight at Liano Williams. No release is the call from the referee. Potgieter, who's kicked well so far to touch. We're looking to put some distance on this despite being in the middle of the field. This is the second game of the NMI Toyota Noord Suid Tournament here in Stellenbosch at the home of the most Springboks ever, Bulrus. It's a beautiful day. Perfect running rugby. These boys don't want to run it at the moment. I think they do, it's just not quite clicking for either of them. SACS, all their tries come from short range. There was that nice step and go from Lake, but it was only from about 10 metres out. It was a quick tap and go.
Let's see if he adjusts.
He's over adjusted. Farmer throws it out then. Now there's men out wide for Welkom if they can move it. The fullback Jadwin Solomons comes in. He manages to offload eventually, and now that ball is pumped down the field. And it'll be Moyo goes back. He's going to look inside. He's going to go himself. He thinks he's seen a gap. Farmer manages to just gobble him up and drop him and stop that attack. But Moyo makes good ground, as does Cunningham with that carry. No rolling away, penalty advantage coming for SACS. Potgieter is going to look across field for a kick. That is right on the money! Can they finish this now? SACS, what a beautiful kick from Potgieter, and what a take on the far side. Was that Luke McKenzie on the far side?
It was.
Well, I tell you, that was a take his father, ex-Protean Neil McKenzie, would have been proud of. That was a fantastic bit of work from Potgieter to play that. And now they've won another penalty, and SACS just turning the momentum, just turning the screw. And then they take the tap and go. Lucky they didn't touch that. Bester. Now, are they isolated out here? Skeels comes in field. Does well, doesn't die with the ball, stays alive. Bester needs to dig it out, not quite as quick as he'd have wanted it. Dove staying with the forwards, but there's the knock on. I think we'll come back for the penalty. We will, not back 10 as well. Maybe a little warning coming from the referee here.
Yeah, a little chat there. They've had 3-4 penalties in a row now, so he's saying to them, guys, you can see the frustration also on their side. I can hear the coaches also. Frustration, yeah, 21-5. They think they should have been better, but the scoreboard says otherwise.
Yeah, look at this cross kick once again. Potgieter puts it on a sixpence. What a take that is. Beautiful from McKenzie. Then the chip over the top, but great work from Potgieter. They had the penalty advantage, but the call came. He's still got to execute it under pressure, and that he did. Skills playing a bit of test match rugby here. The kick for 3, just as we approach half time. as we said. I think Mackenzie, his father Neil from King Edward School, he was a pro-tier cricketer, but that was a heck of a take. Skeels then adds the 3, and it's 24 points to 5 with what will probably be the last play of this first half, which has been turgid. It's been a bit slow going, it's been scrappy, but SACS will be happy with the score. And there's another one that hasn't gone the distance, and because it's from a kickoff, we have to play this.
Yeah, that had a little almost a fade on it, a backward fade. SACS full value for their 24 points. They put on many changes, yeah, so we're going to see if they want to play here or they just going to go, we'll take the 24-point lead and we'll go into half-time. Looks like they set up on the right there. Potgieter, he's been good at with his boot. He can kick the ball properly.
Well, Potgieter, in no uncertain terms, just looked straight at Max Bester and said, "This is my ball." So they are set up in an attacking fashion, so maybe they are going to have a go here. This is something that's kind of curtailed the momentum of this game so far, is that the scrum has been, it's been difficult to set up. They're not behaving in there, let's just say that way.
No, they're not listening either.
I think the referee's probably in a position now to start penalising one of the teams or the other, which I know sometimes can be a lottery. They sort of tend to have to just pick one just to sort it out, but there's no behavioural change in there in the first 35 minutes. That's a big scrum from Valkcom. They've got to squeeze on. Bester's got to really dig in there. Potgieter is going to go to touch, and he is going to end the first half. A first half that SACS have dominated. It's not been pretty at times, but they've taken their chances down in the red zone, and it is they that will lead. They're well deserved of their lead, Wayne.
Yeah, definitely. They've been the better team. Welkom Gimnasium, they haven't had the ball. They've had the ball once, they went wide and they went and scored, even with a dodgy forward pass, but that's the way it goes. This is the third kick that this has not gone the distance, so that's a killer. The momentum, the old halftime speech, get there boys, let's get going, get in the game, and then you have a scrum on the centre.
That is Byron Clarkson in your screen. He's come on, number 22. Place, I believe, of Dylan Titus, who we didn't see the ball really in the first half. Nathan Muller wearing 13 on the near side. He played a big part in that Valkcom try. And this is the third, as Wayne Jackson mentioned, the third time that the kick from Jaden Solomons hasn't gone where it's supposed to go. So they might want to change that kicker soon. Max Bester doesn't care because he's got the ball in his hand. And this is where Valkcom have had a bit of ascendancy, was in the scrum. But look at that from SACS. They get their own squeeze on. Daniel Grant picks the ball up. Potgieter, Carrick. And there he is, the try scorer from earlier, Lake. Trying to find some space. Bester, Potgieter into the midfield. Grant looks to offload. He does beautifully. And then Skeels keeping this ball alive. SACS, this is probably their best multi-phase play that they've had so far. Dianti wearing number 20. Cameron Hurst 21. It's changed from the team sheet. That looks like a high tackle, but the referee seems to be all right with it. Keeping this ball alive quite nicely now, SACS. Looking more dangerous with ball in hand. As Valkcom tried to slow that ball down. Ruchan Daniels, Potgieter, who's kicked beautifully today so far out of hand. Dove and Cunningham, 16 and 18 respectively. They're carrying big and hard down the middle of this season. Valkcom over that ball. Farmer, I think it is. They're ready to tap and go. Now they're going to throw the ball wide. That was Nathan Muller. Kicks that ball in field. And there's the new man on the field. Ruchin Daniels and Byron Clarkson all over that ball. Some fresh legs from Valkcom, bringing some fresh impetus maybe.
Andy, I have a question. Are these the same two teams that started the first half?
Well, I think the coaches may have had something to say about the way they were playing, but it's nice to see them throwing the ball around.
Yeah.
And some running rugby for us to enjoy here on Supersport Schools. Channel 216 on the app. Welcome from wherever you are watching around the world. Just quickly while they set this up, we've got the Noord Suid obviously is on this channel at the moment. 28th to 31st of March. We've also got the Menlo Park Netball Tournament. It's on SABC Plus, that amazing new partnership, and on the app, Supersport app. And then March, Nomads Hockey Festival at Jeppe. That's on Supersport School app, DSTV channel 216 and SABC Plus. Good stuff for the hockey at Jeppe boys. Valkcom now. It's almost like they've been kicked into life as well.
They have.
That is a long, long pass out to Jadwin Solomons, who manages to get his arms free. Unfortunately, they're into touch. They think they're in. They're not.
Oh dear.
Solomons is apoplectic with anger. He doesn't feel he was in touch. Maybe we'll see that again, but
oh, that's just cruel.
Valkcom finally getting the backs going. Ruan Theron thought he was over.
Yeah.
But that foot just in touch as they look to go left. Here's Solomons. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. There's the offload.
Yeah.
Well done, Mr. Assistant Referee. You got it absolutely spot on. But a warning sign from Valkcom all the same.
Good take by SACS in the line out there. Just front ball, no contest.
Valkcom attacking the breakdown. And they've attacked it well.
They got it.
Because they've turned it over. Farmer. Now, can we see something from Muller? Looks like Ndai's on over on the far side. Maybe it's Makapan. Some of the team sheets don't quite marry up to what we're seeing, unfortunately, guys, but we try our best to get it as correct as we possibly can. But Valkcom now just trying to open up these attacking channels, just trying to probe a bit. You see here, just too many people on the near side, and they squeeze themselves into touch, in all honesty.
Yeah, both these teams have come alive now. Like you said, those half-time talks. Both wanting to run, both wanting to score some tries here. Zankwa, let's see if he gets it. That might be a different thrower there.
Might be, but
yeah, it was. Yeah, this is the ball carrier. He's offloaded as well.
That's what SACS needed to do. They brought it in as they power down the field now. Can they recycle this ball quickly? Can Bester dig it out? He can. And he brings the forwards onto it again. They're using this rolling subs rule nicely. Cameron Hurst wearing number 19. Valkcom over that ball though. They've started attacking that breakdown in the second half. And they've got their deserves for it. They've got to be careful here though. Don't let their enthusiasm get the best of them as they start throwing little scrum halves around.
Yeah, Bester tried. He saw the little hole there, but unfortunately for him, just a little slip there. If he gets through, he's the hero. He doesn't get through, the coaches are on his case.
Solomons with a better kick than his restarts. Gets us up to the 22. He's looked dangerous in attack as Solomons just hasn't had the ball enough to really cause damage. The next score in this game, you feel, will be the one that changes the narrative or not, if it was to be SACS that get it, as we see more changes below us. More boys coming back on the field. Satoli, one of them for SACS. Williams decides to have a little dabble himself, just offload, sorry. But that ball is stolen.
Great steal.
At breakdown time. SACS got to be careful to stay on their feet. Grant. Lackey. Not much space for him. Even with his little steps, he can't get through there. Bester pleading to the referee for a penalty. He's not going to get it though. That ball's gone backwards, but SACS putting unnecessary pressure on themselves. Bester, Potgieter. Oh, that's a stunning clearance. Oh, the linesman flag went up, and now it's gone back down, so obviously just stayed in field. A chance from broken field for Welkom Gimnasium and Nathan Muller to find some space. SACS over that ball at their turn at the breakdown, but they can't turn it over. Williams. Offside is the call. Williams goes fast. Now back inside. Klaassen. He's made a difference since he's been on. But now they cough the ball up and it's SACS that will come away. They're not looking to kick either. Mikey Skeels trying to get away. Not quite though. They've got to be careful not to isolate themselves. Cunningham. Oh, hands on the floor is the call. Cunningham probably a little bit lucky there. Get away with that one.
Yeah, indeed. But the tempo of the game's definitely sped up. You can see, which is good to see, that the SACS are trying to run, and then Welkom Gimnasium, they want to counter. They've got some very good runners in the back three there. The Potgieter boy, he can kick a ball. I don't think that's allowed. No, you got to jump from the outside to the inside. The other way around.
Stood the wrong side of the line.
Yeah.
Right, here's the second bomb squad coming back on for SACS as they make another 6 or 7 changes.
Andy, these aren't bomb squads, these are armies. Got 8 on the field now.
Thankfully we didn't breed them like this in the UK, so very rarely did I come up against someone as when I was 18.
Right, we got Zankwa back in, throwing again. That's better.
He finds his man, as does Matt Forbes back on at scrum half. He finds Potgieter. Forbes now looking for quick ball. Grant got out the back, but accidental collision in the midfield. No, it's not crossing, gents. It's an accidental one, so we'll have a scrum, not a penalty. SACS looking to retreat, thinking that it was an obstruction penalty, but the referee quite rightly has given a scrum there.
It's just a bit of a hold up in play there. It's one of the guys in the backfield. He's getting his knee strapped. The ref will stop it. He's right in the middle of play.
That's a good time for us to just give you a bit more information on what's happening on Supersport Schools. You can catch the best of school and youth sport, from football to rugby to netball, athletics. We've done it all in one place. Download the SABC Plus app now and stream Supersport Schools anytime, anywhere. This is such a good partnership with SABC Plus. Even more, because that's what we need.
More sport.
More sport.
More
so
sport.
That's exactly what we need.
It's on here. It's on. Oh, he's just overrun it.
The overrun on the second time. That's the second time now. That right hand winger. He's now got the ball in hand and finding space. And there's the chip and the chase. Who's got the gas? Potgieter's back there. He has to take the tackle. He'd do well just to put that ball down over his own line and take the 5 metre scrum, because that is a try. That ball was still live, and of course if that ball goes back over the try line, that becomes the offside line. And the man who I said was making an impact when he first came on, Byron Klaassen, he knows the rules. He dives over and scores the second try for Welkom underneath the posts.
Very good play by him. He overran it, fixed his mistake, went all the way back. They're just waiting for the kicking tee. He says, don't worry about that. I'll just do the conversion. I'll just drop it myself. Here we go. Little chip. Originally, Potgieter really well there. He stopped it there. He still got it. He's trying to get up. Then he places it back. There's the try.
Too easy. It's Makapan who's the man who made the break. He has been a bit eager over on that right wing. He's overrun a couple of times. That was a lovely chip and chase. He waited for Potkita to land on the floor. He smashed him back over the try line, and then it always helps to know all the laws, and Klaassen knew exactly that. That is, without a doubt, the easiest try he will ever score in his life. 24-12 then. Game's not over. 22 minutes left on the clock. Valkcom tails very firmly in the air.
Here we go.
And here's the overlap again that they keep getting. It's Muller who kicks it forward as he got the legs against Lake. Lake's back there. He's surely got to let him up. The referee says no, and Lake has done extremely well.
Yeah, for a small man like that.
For his team there. The little fullback has got back, secured that ball. That could be a pivotal moment in this game, and SACS looking to run it from their own line. Kruger and Bell in the second row. That was Bell that time. Now Potkita. He skews it down the middle of the field. This is going to give Cello a chance to get a run up, but he's not. He's going to give it to the gas man, Makapan. Throws a little hitch kick. He is the man who set up the last try when he found some space. You feel that Valkcom are just starting to find some confidence here. Williams didn't really have any options. They recycle well. Regan Krieger is involved. Heiberg, the number 17 with a pink cap. Oh, a little dummy from Daniels. Didn't quite work. If anything, he just dummied his own teammate. But Valkcom have started to just go up the gears.
They're starting to rumble here. There's two plays here from right far back where the little kick and chase went through there. Lake Ewan, he did so well to get that ball back. The guy on his backside there was all over him. He stayed calm, got up, and he surely stopped the try from scoring there.
It's also cost him from an injury point of view, as he's being helped off the field. That's a big loss for the SACS team and their ability to attack. He's had a pretty busy game. As Lake, as we see him there, yeah, just don't know whether it's a head or a knock or he's winded. He's definitely struggling with his breathing.
Yeah, definitely.
As he comes on, and they are in a very dangerous position right now. SACS, they were in control of this game, 24-5 up. They've conceded, and now they're starting to concede more and more territory. We're very, very grateful. You could see it on the face of Matt Forbes. When that whistle went, he turned around very, very cagily, hoping that it was in his favour, and it was.
Yeah, the loose head there from Welkom Gimnasium. He just went down. We'll have a line out just in front of us here. Good exit there by SACS. They were under the pump there, but they came right. Pity about Q and Lake that had to go off, but I suppose they want to also, it's a long tournament, it's a long term, so let's just take him off the field. We're 24 points to 12 up, so the SACS will go, let's just give him a break here. He's done really well. We've got 10 minutes to play, 20 minutes to play, 35-minute games. Here we go, SACS on the attack.
Cunningham, got to be careful not to roll away a couple of times. Potkita very close to the touchline, big up and under. It's going to stay in. Oof, taken on the second attack by Ruin Theron. Ooh, now it's thrown inside. Valkcom just need to be careful not to lose the position that they are in. Farmer, again, just off their feet. Hermans is guilty that time. Valkcom definitely up in the gas. That's a lovely pass, it must be said, from Farmer. Nice flat pass. That ball is going to go into touch. but it's a forward pass that has been given, and SACS will have the put into the scrum. It must be said that Farmer pass there, that's what they need more, flat on the gain line. They've got to go for it. Munro Heiberg has come into the front row for Valkcom, along with Uris, the hooker. And McCander's still on the field. Some changes in the second row now.
You'd better be good if you wear a pink scrum cap in the front row, Andy.
Barnes is off. And I think that was Mamani that just came on. Rushan Daniels is the scrum half now for Valkcom.
Better scrum.
Using these rolling subs well. Pokrita into the midfield. Careful not to get isolated. That's a turnover. You could see it. You could see it was happening. It wasn't the cleverest of moves, and now Valkcom are looking to get the ball into the hands of Makapan as much as they possibly can. But they need space, and they're crowding him out on the far side. And it's Valkcom who've ended up going into touch. And SACS breathe again as the clock ticks down. It's sort of gone back to what we were experiencing in the first half. Scrappy, scrappy.
Yeah, the second half started with a bang, both sides. But like you say, now it's gone. Maybe they should leave the bench on longer. The ref's just calling him over. Yeah, Sankwa. He's back in the mix here. He's fixed his lineouts.
He sorted out as he hits Harrison Bell. That's a nice little offload in the midfield. SACS rumble on. Look at Valkcom, they're all over it at the breakdown. Grant spins away from the first man. He's eventually scragged and dropped to the deck. Potheater, oh, this time his kick doesn't work, but he has the presence of mind to stay alive. Oh, he manages to win the ball back, but the pressure's just too much, and you can feel that pressure just starting to build.
Gymnasium, they're pointing towards the corner. They're saying, "Kom manne, let's set it up here. We've got this. We can do this." Good punt though. Oh, it's gone 5 meters.
He's dropped it over the line and dead. This will be a 5 meter scrum for Valkcom. He was brave with the kick, but it should have been taken. It wasn't. It was dropped over his own line, and now Valkcom, whose scrum so far has been pretty sweet, will look to stretch this ball across the field. Now there's no excuse not to get the ball in the hands of Ashwell Cristiano Makapan on the far side in that yellow scrum cap. Keep your eyes peeled, because there is a huge amount of real estate over there as we see Lake coming back onto the field. So he obviously caught his breath back, and you feel like SACS may just need him in the last 15 of this. Ruchan Daniels then almost drops the ball. Big scrum from Valkcom. They keep it tight. The try scorer from earlier has led with his head into that contact, and not only has he done himself a damage, he's given away a penalty at the same time. You feel Valkcom, that was the opportunity. That was the time.
Yeah. You could see the play. They wanted to come short, just on the we call it a B ball, just come back to the pack. Big centre carrying, but as you say, he just went head first, and now, unfortunately for him, he's got to be looked after here and see if he's okay. There's a lovely Toyota for you, NMI Toyota. One of those. Would you like one of those, Andy?
The petrol's quite expensive, isn't it?
Buy a diesel model. Yeah, sorry, Andy. We got it, this one, yeah. You can see there, he dips. It's got to be, his head's got to be above his waist. He can't go below, unfortunately for him. It's one of those things where normally the tackler is the guy that gets penalised, but in this case, it was the other way around.
Yeah, he was prepping himself for the tackle. That's why he dipped. It's been interesting from SACS to use this rule from this NMI Toyota Noord Suid competition. These rolling subs. So they're making a lot of changes. You see Bester's back on the field. It wasn't long ago Matt Forbes was coming off on the field. So
Yeah.
some of the players have stayed on quite long. Pochita hasn't come off. He might do after that kick. But Daniels now picks it up. He finds Farmer. Farmer seems to have dropped into the fullback position. And a great turnover again in there. Another isolated, and now the discipline starting to go. Has that chance that just went a begging for Valkcom just caused some frustration amongst the charges.
Yeah, neither of these sides have actually secured the ball on the ground. There's been too many turnovers. The cleaners are either late or the guys are just not protecting the ball. The work on the ground is not good enough. They're basically falling, just presenting the ball to the opposition. Something both teams maybe should have a look at and see, just to secure the ball on the ground, because everything turns into a penalty at the moment, and it's just not execution that's right here.
Zanka, who seems to have found his range compared to his throwing in the first half, he's made the adjustment, so fair play to him. Good work.
That's a great throw.
That is a good throw, and that finds his vice-captain, Daniel Grant, at the back, who scored the first try of the game. Seems like a long time ago. And now some big carries up the middle. Kieran Hermans and Savuka, loose and tight head props, are putting some serious work in there today. That's Kruger. Bell, his second row mate, clears out for him. And now they look to go wide. That's a nice short line. Running a nice pass out the back from Skills. That ball's not exactly on a plate for Forbes, but they don't care. They're going to make the most of it. And there's the big man again, in for a second. Savuka, flanker last season, prop this season, and he's got himself a brace at the Noord Suid, the NMI Toyota Noord Suid Tournament. He's got himself his second try of the game, and probably a try that puts this game at a doubt.
Yeah, some good carries. He had one just a couple of minutes ago. Stretches. There we go. He ain't stopping me here, son.
Nah, like a freight train. The impressive thing from both of his finishes have been the leg drive. He doesn't stop once he hits contact and continues to drive the legs.
He's obviously been in gym. He hasn't missed the leg day then since playing flank.
Skills adds the extras. A bit of relief for SACS, who were wobbling just for 10 minutes or so. They weren't having it all their own way.
They just the hole opened up as well. You got to double eat them. One high, one low. You can't eat the guy on the top of his chest 2 meters out from the try line. You're not going to win that contest. Andrew Heiberg, he's got the ball in hand. Oh, he's the front row. I was going to say, surely you're not going to kick here.
We'll leave that to Jadwin Solomons, who puts it finally where he needs to be putting it, where he's been trying to put it all game. And that is for Valkcom to get on the front foot, and that is what exactly they're doing. Rich and Daniels infield. They lose the ball. SACS, and it falls into the hands of Lacke, and he clears it up to the 10-metre line. And SACS will start to think that this game may just be in the bag on the first day of the NMI Toyota Noord Suid Tournament here at Paul Roos in Stellenbosch in the Winelands. Oh, it's a beautiful day for rugby. As we see Potgieter down here chatting to the coach after his stint. He's Played extremely well today, Potkita. Might just be in with a shout for that NMI Toyota Man of the Match. But we'll see what Wayne... See if Wayne's seen the same things that I've seen on this pitch. He might agree, he might not. He might disagree.
Where did the last one go? To a back?
No, you can't do that.
Oh, not? Oh,
no,
sorry.
no. You're going to take each game on its own
You
merits.
know, I'm forward. I'm more of a forwards person, so...
Yeah, but the last one he scored 27 points, including a hat-trick, so...
I'm on a losing battle, yes.
I don't think you were going to win that one. There's definitely been some guys in SACS that have put their hands up. Like a Grant. Second row's gone well.
I knew you'd come around.
I don't mind a back row. A few unsung heroes in there as well, I'd say. Bell and Kruger being two of them. In the second row, Cunningham's chucked his weight about since he's been on as well. But let's see if we can see something special off a set move here from SACS. They've got a 19-point advantage. That gives them the license to throw the ball around and try something maybe a bit more risque. Daniel Grant still on the field. What a shift.
It's got to be steady now. There we go.
This scrum hasn't been steady all game, and now it's finally out the back. And we go. Dan Conrad on the field as well. Not so good this time from Luke McKenzie. Has the ball stripped. And there is number 22, Dan Conrad. We saw there a chance for Valkcom to maybe put a seed of doubt in the SACS mindset.
It's gone a bit quiet on the field, Andy? It's like almost I can hear a call here from the Hurricane Blues. Hurricane Blues. I'm thinking it's going to go wide. The way the Hurricanes play, the way the Blues play is going to go to your yellow scrum cap out wide. Let's see what happens here.
Well, let's see if number 8, Machlelebi, has anything to say about that. He does, because he picks and he comes blind. And he beats the first man, and he's still going. So, correct decision from the number 8 for sure. And there's going to be 2 penalties there. There's the second one. Tap and go for Daniels. And there they are again, carrying hard up the middle. Tutu Bala, the hooker. Back to Machlelebi. Daniel starting to get a bit quicker ball now. Second row. Buchan manages to lay the ball back. SACS not rolling away. Referee's all right with it. Now we're going to start. There's an overload out on the right and a poor pass from Farmer. For someone who played Craven Week last year, his fast passing's not been on the money today. And that is a golden opportunity gone. After this passage of play, we will go to Wayne Jackson to find out who has impressed him the most on this field today, as Matt Forbes tries to get his forwards in there to secure this ball. Holding on the ground is the call. SACS won't be in any hurry to take this at all. There's a little bit of fisticuffs in there.
SACS guy just pointing to the scoreboard. Listen, I'll jump. You might be taller than me, but just look behind you. Yeah, Andy, the man of the match there, you were right that I thought that the number 8, Daniel Grant, or the 7, with the number 7 on his back, he was very good today. And then my man in the match, and you've called it earlier, is definitely Potgieter. His kicking was superb, his distribution was great, and he saw when to run and when not to run. So Potgieter, well done to you, son, and we'll make sure that you have a lively day afterward as well.
So there you have it, the NMI Toyota man of the match will go to the SACS number 10, the fly half, Nathan Potgieter.
It is.
Congratulations to him. Taking a bit of a respite. He deserves a rest. He's played extremely well and is fully deserved of that man of the match. Although I'm sure Daniel Grant went close.
Yeah, he was.
Play well. Now back to the game that is still going. Ruan Theron throws a long pass inside. Farmer just hasn't found his passing range today at all. Liano Williams runs into 3 blue and white striped shirts. Gets smashed back and then gets counter-rucked. Great work from the boys from Cape Town. And there's men over on this far side. If they choose to throw it, Carrick can't keep hold of it, but it's bounced nicely. Mackenzie now with some open field. Knock on is the call. Sorry, forward pass is the call. Carrick didn't knock it on, it went backwards, but the pass to Mackenzie was deemed to be forward.
Yeah, it's almost the end of the game now. You can see the guys, the SACS, they had a license. Again, I see Kewan Lakai in the background there. He's probably cramping up. He didn't have much space today. The one time he got the ball, he actually went and scored, and as you said, from 5 meters out stepped 3 of the front rowers.
Mangamoyo coming on for SACS now. He's going to join that back line on the left wing. Now, over the handbags in the front row, amusing the referee. Julius Makanda wearing number 3. That's a tight head for Valkcom. Hasn't taken a backward step, and there's been some good performances from some of these Valkcom team. I would say mainly the front row, to be honest. We haven't probably seen enough of Maklelebe.
Yeah, that's I was going to think.
Solo, and Krieger as well. But will they have the final say? They've got a chance. That's a lovely break from Williams through the gap. Jaden Solomons. There's a knock on. The referee's definitely going to confer on the far side with his assistant referee, and they confirm what we all thought on the last play of the game, is that Valkcom have knocked it on. Well, it was scrappy at times, but we see Nathan Potgieter just making his way back onto the field after a stunning 65-minute performance from him. He is going to be the NMI Toyota man of the match, and that is the end of the second game here. And it sees SACS run out winners against Welkom Gimnasium, 31 points to 12.
Yeah, the SACS, they were the better team. They were the better team on the day. Gymnasium, they came back strong, but in the first half, I think they just shot themselves in the foot.
Well, let's go down to Kooks, who's with the man of the match right now.
Joined here by NMI Toyota Noord Suid man of the match.